Good morning. It's Sunday Morning Live with John M. And here is our host, John M.
Good morning. And who are you behind the camera? You forgot that part.
I did forget that part. My name's Hillary.
Hi, Hillary. Good morning. Good morning to the rest of you. Thank you for joining us. It is, once again, Sunday morning. And this is Sunday Morning Live with John M. I'm John M. And I have, I'm very honored to have a very special guest with me this morning, Jules Shear, whom I'll be introducing in just a moment. But there he is right there. But first, a song. See, life is like an obstacle course. Some ride in limousines, some ride a horse. Some raise children, some get divorced. We all have our crosses to bear. We all have our burdens to share. And life is not always fair. Along the way, we are tested and blessed. What we do with our blessings is one of our tests. Blessed are the ones with the fewest regrets when we get to the finishing line. If you're weary and worn at the time, life is not always kind. So much has been written about evil and good. We all have our demons, that's understood. It's not who did the best, but the best that they could, who will be rewarded in time. When we get to the finishing line, the rest will go around one more time. You ask, why do innocent children die young, while wicked ones prosper and thrive? But the wealth of the wicked is here and it's gone. We all know that everyone dies. It all is the same in God's eyes. Now I've probably left out a detail or two. Just try to treat others as you'd have them treat you. If we all help each other, then we all will get through. And the questions that'll lay on our minds will all be answered in time when we get to the finishing line. That's finishing line, and that's a tree. And now, I don't want to waste any more time. I want to just get right into this. I'm honestly honored to have with me this morning Jules Shear. Welcome, Jules. Thanks for taking the time to do this on a Sunday morning. I appreciate it.
Did I awake yet? Am I awake?
Well, we're here and we're awake somehow.
Good. Okay, cool.
So you just have a huge career in the music business, and you're some 40 plus years of writing and recording and working with some huge people, and you have a show coming up this coming Wednesday. We'll mention that right off the top at the Grammy Museum right here in Los Angeles. What time do the doors open? 7 o'clock, and the show starts at 8. And that's going to be like a kind of combined interview and performance thing, I understand?
I believe.
Yeah.
I've never done it before, so I don't know.
Oh, it's cool. It's a cool place. Hillary and I are definitely going to be there.
Good.
We're looking forward to that. And and are you? Is this a stop like in the middle of a tour for you now, or?
I just came out to the West Coast to do a few things. This is among
Cool.
them.
Well, I got lots of questions for you, but why don't we start off and just let you play something, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Teach me how the ending ends up. Night chance, my heart's poured rain. No sense taking time to complete. About the same rules of the game. Busy looking through a mirror. Kind the message grain by grain. No sense taking time to go insane by the same rules of the game. You're just like a snowbank waiting just to leave the way you came. No sense taking time to explain the same rules of the game.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Thanks.
Is that from the new album?
It is.
Which is called One More Crooked Dance?
That's correct.
Yes. What? That's beautiful. And those low notes that you were hitting, where that was just, it's like, it just kind of, your whole body just kind of resonates with them. That was wonderful.
That's because I just woke up.
What tuning are you in on that song?
This is a G chord, and at the bottom here, where it belongs, is an E.
Right.
So that makes it a minor if I use that.
I see.
Or that's an A minor if I use it, but if I don't use it, it's a straight C chord. So that's all the majors and the minors I got. That's what I got. And if there's anything else I need, I have to tell somebody, oh, and that also has a note that's...
yeah, play this note.
Yeah, play this note. Yeah, that's right.
Well, one thing I noticed, that, and we talked about this before we went live, but
not only do you play guitar left-handed, but most left-handed guitar players play a guitar that's restrung to be left-handed, but you play a right-handed guitar turned over, and you play that left-handed.
It's customized with my brother's
an
guitar.
impressive trick.
My brother's guitar originally, which was a traditional right-handed. He's a traditional right-handed person.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the only way that I could tell you he was traditional is that way. And so he had this guitar, and he started playing it, and stopped. Just the guitar was just laying there, and I just didn't even ask him. I just took the guitar and just started playing it and figuring out how to do it. I mean, I was probably like 10 or 11 years old or something.
Wow!
And I had to figure out how to make a chord out of the thing. So I flipped it over, and I saw, oh, the low string's at the bottom. Well, that's the way it should be. The low string should be at the bottom.
I've always thought that too, even though I play right-handed.
Yeah, and the high strings should be at the top. So, so I started just figuring out chords, and then figured, oh, if I make this a G chord, then I can play it. I can go right up the neck, and that was cool. So I started doing that to write songs. Then a couple years later, I found out that, oh yeah, if you make the bottom string up,
right?
Whatever. People aren't interested in that, are they?
Well, so a lot are, yeah. Especially people who, there's a lot of guitar players watch this show. I met one guy once a long time ago who's sort of ambidextrous, and he kind of plays the same way you do, but he can play right-handed. He can do it either way.
Oh, show off!
And he told me that a lot of the fingerings are actually easier played the way you do it.
Really?
Than the standard way. Yeah.
Well, yeah. But also extremely limited. But as far as it is extremely limited as far as being a great guitar player or something. But as far as coming up chords, it is pretty cool that way. Works good
and for
me.
lead playing, which I know you do a fair amount of that too. It's
yeah, but I goof around with lead playing. I don't consider myself to be really a lead player, but I do play sometimes. Yeah,
yeah. So let's see. Your career basically started with the Funky Kings way back when. And what was before that? Were you just like doing bars and like garage band stuff, or?
I had a band here in LA called Southpaw, and Southpaw was a really fun band, and we had a good time. But then it just stopped. And so
that happens.
Yeah, that does happen. So then the Funky Kings came along, and I was in a band with two other songwriters, Richard Steckel and Jack Tempchin. And those guys were both really good songwriters.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really met very many good songwriters. But I met those guys at I think at a club where various people played songs, and when those guys played, I thought, these guys are really good. Where did these guys come from? So I started talking to them, and we decided that we would get together and see what happened if we tried to put a band together. So we did.
Cool.
That was Funky Kings.
Yeah.
And then we made a record for one of the first records for Arista, which was Clive Davis's label, and yeah, he signed us to that label, and we made a couple records.
So I guess one thing I want to ask you is where, like I know you did a record with Todd Rundgren, at least one. You might have done a couple. One, okay, and of course your kind of legendary work with Cyndi Lauper and them. But I'm wondering where the and you may not even be able to pinpoint this, but where was the fork in the road for you? The moment where you realized that things are going in a really good direction now. Was it the collaboration with Todd, or was it before that? Or?
I don't think that's happened yet.
Okay. I actually knew that might be your answer.
Oh, really? Very good.
But I mean, there's kind of, as I see it, there's door number one in the music industry where you go through your whole life, playing bars and small concerts for a couple $100 or less. And you just, that's your lot in life, and you kind of make the best of it. And I think that's where most musicians go. Then there's door number 2, where you have some moderate success, you make some pretty good money, you tour, you make records, people know who you are, but you're not Elvis, you're not like hugely successful household name, but you have a successful career. And then there's that third door, which is Elvis and the Beatles, and you just, so successful and so rich and famous you can't stand it.
Are there a lot of people in that door?
No, there's very few in that door. So that's kind of where I'm going with this, with this question is you seem to have ended up in door number 2, from my perspective. And, you're kind of on the door number 3 side of door number 2, but still in door number 2.
I don't think so.
I mean, you've had, you created and hosted a show on MTV, which everybody remembers, Unplugged, and that, of course, as I said, the other stuff that everybody knows about. So I don't want to dwell too much on that, but I was just wondering if there was a point in time when you realized that, I'm not going to be in door number 1. I'm going to be in door number 2, or better.
No.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So you're plugging away like the rest of us. Well, you certainly have my admiration, because I so far seem to be stuck in door number 1, and I'm okay with that. It's. Would I like to be in door number 3? Of course. Who wouldn't? But I take it as it comes, and I make the best of it. And I guess that's what I hear you saying you do as well.
Well, what is your choice, really?
Yeah. So when you write songs, do you think are you focused on whatever your message of the moment is, whatever you're trying to express that's deep in your heart, or are you thinking, I'd really like to write a hit song, something commercial, something that the Bangles would do, or is it a combination of both, or is it more about the music and the guitar?
It's really about that first thing you said.
Just coming out of your heart?
Really writing the song.
Uh-huh.
That's all I'm thinking about, is just writing the song that I think is good.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically it. And if somebody later on decides that they'd like to record that song, then they do it, and they do it their way. I'm not going to have any influence over that. They can make it a reggae version if they'd like, and there's no way I can have any say so over that. So that's fine. That just
and
happens.
You're okay with that?
Oh yeah, man. The choice between that and them doing someone else's song,
right?
I mean, that's the only choice you have. So, yeah, it's fine if they want to do it, change it any way they want.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that's why you've had the successes that you have had. And when I was starting out, I used to be one of those guys that, what do they want to do with my song? How do they want to do it? I wrote it this way for a reason, and I outgrew that pretty quick. Now I'm where you are. Do whatever you want with it. I don't care. Make it a heavy metal song.
Yeah,
well, you got another one for us?
If you want.
Sure.
Okay, since you mentioned Cyndi, I'll do the Cyndi song.
Okay.
The song that Cyndi recorded. All through the night, I'll be awake, I'll be with you. All through the night, this precious time, when time is new. Oh, all through the night today, no sign without saying. We have no past, we won't reach back. Keep with me, forward all through the night. And once we start, the meter ticks, and it goes running all through the night until it ends. There is no end. All through the night, the stray cat is crying till the stray cat sings back. All through the night, they have forgotten what by day they lack. Oh, and under those white street lamps, there is a little chance they may sing. We have no past, we won't reach back. Keep with me, forward all through the night. And once we start, the meter ticks, and it goes running all through the night until it ends. There is no end. The sleep in your eyes is enough. Let me be there, let me stay there a while. We have no past, we won't reach back. Keep with me, forward all through the night. And once we start, the meter ticks, and it goes running all through the night until it ends. There is no end. All through the night.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
That's great. Does it ever happen when you write a song a certain way and you record it or demo it or whatever, and somebody picks it up and they record it their way? Do you ever find yourself, especially if it has some success, do you ever find yourself kind of altering the way you do it to be more like the way they did it, or do you hold to the original?
I guess I just play it the way I always played it.
Uh-huh.
And if people want to do something different, they do something different.
Right.
But I don't.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. So, what's next for you? What's I mean, you have this stop in California. You have the album, which I imagine you're promoting. And then are there any other projects on the horizon, or tours, or?
Now I'm going to start writing songs for the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to write songs. That's what I like to do most of all, so I find an excuse to do it if I can.
Are you what a lot of my writer friends would refer to as a disciplined writer? Do you like every day at 11 o'clock I write, whether I have anything to say or not?
Well, I do write,
just write
yeah.
when it comes to you?
Oh, no, I do write when I have nothing to say, I'm afraid.
Do you still use the tent?
So I still what?
Use the tent.
Oh, use the tent. Oh, the tent. Boy, you did your research, didn't you?
Paul Zolo brought it up when we saw you at the Federal, and he's here, by the way, and says he loves you.
Well,
Hi, Paul.
Yeah, hi, Paul. Well, you know, I don't have a tent anymore.
Bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have a tent that I went out to and wrote in. And that was kind of fun too. But now I have a writing room. It's really good. It's like, that's in Woodstock, and that's like not part of the house, so I can go there, and it's good because I can write without anybody hearing me, and that's good. People don't have to listen to me be bad or be anything, whatever I am. You know, they might think I'm bad when it's all done, but that's another story. Yeah, so yeah, I do have a room that I go to.
Do you have like some recording gear there in the writing room?
You know, I try to have as little recording gear as I can possibly have, so that when I record, like this last record I did at a friend of mine's house, and he lives in Woodstock too, so it was great because I could just go over there, and that's cool. But no, I don't have much recording gear. I just have a little thing to record on. If I get something good, I don't want to forget it, so I'll
Right.
put it down.
Well, that's kind of what I meant. Just something that you can lay it down.
There is something, yeah, but there's not any sort of nothing I would ever play for anybody.
Yeah, you don't have a Neve board and
Oh no, no, I don't.
You know. Great. Well,
One more song.
Oh no! Don't make me do another one.
Oh,
No,
please,
no,
please.
it's too early in the day. I'm afraid.
it is early. I apologize for that. We kind of locked ourselves into this time slot.
That's okay with me, but I don't want to do too much. No, I don't want to.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's right. John
really?
will
You're
sing-
gonna pass on that?
John will
Okay.
sing one last song, and then we'll close out.
Well, okay then. What, can I make you beg me too? Oh no, I couldn't.
Please, John,
Oh, come on!
please.
I wish you would. Gee, oh man.
Oh man, you're a great guest.
Because I do that stuff.
Well, I really am looking forward to the show. I want to plug that one more time. The show at the Grammy Museum.
Yes, and Dana has posted a link to where people can get tickets. So just look on the comments section.
Thank you, Dana. Dana's here with us.
She also posted where you can get his new record, which is an amazing record. I listen to it all the time.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I caught him off guard. Now he doesn't know what to play.
Yeah, well, I do, but I have to readjust for it. I'm actually going to do a song that Hillary suggested. My friend John Zipper once told me, if Hillary tells you to do it, do it. So this is a song that's on my current CD, and it's actually on the record. It's a duet with Lisa Nemzo, and I've been playing it for a long time as a duet. So I got to kind of reluctant to do it solo, but when I originally wrote it as a solo song and played it that way for a while. And Hillary said, "Well, play it that way." And as usually, what never happens is Hillary says, "Do this," and I say, "Okay." What usually happens is she said, play it this way, and I go, "Nah, I don't want to do that. It doesn't work that way anymore." And then a day or two later, I start thinking about it. Well, maybe. So she won this one. So this is kind of a conversation between a couple of people. This is called "She Don't Live Here Anymore." Thank you, Jules, for doing this with us. It's really been an honor for me.
Me too.
He said, "When was this picture taken?" "Oh, that was a long time ago. She don't live here anymore." He said, "Where did she go?" "Oh, that really doesn't matter. Come on, please, I want to know. She don't live here anymore. Please just let it go. She don't live here anymore."
ago she disappeared. She don't live here anymore. She has not been seen in years. No, I don't believe that's true. She's alive inside of you, buried deep and hard to see. But she can't hide from me, he said. She said, you don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you think you see. But that picture in your hand, it's just some girl that looks like me. He said, I'm looking in a window to a dark and lonely room, and I know there's someone in there, but that place is like a tomb. She don't live here anymore. Long ago she disappeared. The girl you say you're looking for will never be back here. No, I don't believe that's true. She's alive inside of you, buried deep, hard to see. She can't hide from me, he said. Baby, what makes you so sure that I can't bring her back? She said that woman died 4 years ago of a broken heart attack. She don't live here anymore, and I know that you mean well, but I've told you twice before, she has died, gone to hell. She don't live here anymore. Long ago she disappeared. Please don't ask me anymore. And then her eye produced a tear. No, I don't believe that's true. She's alive inside of you, and broken-hearted, oh, she may be, but she's crying to be free, he said. Oh, never mind, he said. Forget it. She wiped away her tear. It was the last thing he expected. How did you find me here? She said. So that's She Don't Live Here No Mo. And I am John M., and I'm here with Hillary and my special guest this week, Jules Shear. Looking forward to seeing you Wednesday night at the Grammy Museum. Thank you for spending this time with us on a Sunday morning. And Dana, thank you as well. Hillary, and thanks especially to all of you. I've kind of ignored you this morning. I was not intending to be rude. But thank you, Paul, and all the rest of you, whoever else is here. Thank you for joining us. This was an important show for me, and I'm glad you made it, those of you who did. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, and especially thank you for sharing and telling your friends about it. The show will remain on Facebook, posted on Facebook for the rest of this week, and we will be archiving it to YouTube as well within the next day or two. Just go to YouTube and look for Sunday Morning Live with John M., and you will see this show there along with all the other ones. So thank you. Hillary.
Thanks, everybody, for coming, and have a great week.